So this is going to be my second stream on YouTube. I've never really checked out how to do this. So I'll just be going through some stuff that I found for today, December 26th, the day after Christmas. Yesterday we went 3-1. I threw out a parlay out there yesterday for the NBA, and we actually lost by 2 points. I don't have the screenshot with me in front of me here, but the Lakers we had for the under 235, and then I forgot the other team, but they went for 232, and we had them at 230. So we lost by 2 points on that parlay, but then we also hit 3 other plays as well. So what I have right here in front of me, just so you guys can see, this is the NBA over-unders club. So basically, you're going to see the team right there. You're going to see the player, and then the propositions and the current odds when we took this screenshot, as well as the last 10, what they did in the last 10 games. So, for example, the top guy there is B. I don't know his first name, but B. Kalambali, and then his propositions are over 3.5. And you can see up here it says NBA overs, and then for December 26th. So basically, these are not our plays. These are just the stats, very strong stats that we monitor. And as well as when we do our research, we start our research from here for props. So, for example, again, it's the T. Harris, 1.5 assists, minus 200. And then it's at 90% hit rate. So that's going to be for the overs. Now for the unders, for example, now you're going to see the red background in the back. And then again, December 26th, unders, it says it right on the top there. The team, the Hawks, Capella, under 11.5 points. The odds when we were looking at this was minus 120. Then he's hit 100% of the time on this line. So again, this does not count for the this doesn't count for the defense. This doesn't count for any injuries, none of that stuff. This is just strong stats sorted by the last 10 games, what they did. So again, I'm going to quickly show the overs again, so you can take a screenshot if you want. And then that's the overs. And then you want to go to the unders. So let me go on the unders now. And that just shows you, again, these are just very strong stats. What's up, Kim Paul? Appreciate you, man. This is my first, or actually my second live. The first time it was just glitching. I didn't know what the hell I was doing at all. At least it seems like this is steady. So I'm going to just keep going, and then it'll be recorded. So hopefully that from now on I can start doing this stuff instead of trying to edit every video and stuff like that. So anyway, this is the unders. I just showed the overs. Take a screenshot, do whatever you want. But the thing is with this, just so you know, is that it has the team, the player, the proposition, the odds, and then the last 10, what they did in the last 10 games. Again, this is not our final plays. These are just strong stats. All right. So I was working on something today, actually last night. So check this out. So for example, we always look at head-to-head trends. We always look at head-to-head stuff like against the spread. If you don't know what against the spread means, put a comment in here and I can answer what that means. But basically, it just means that if they lost the game, but they were supposed to lose by 10, and they ended up losing by 9, they still covered that spread. Or vice versa, if they won the game and they were supposed to win by 20, but they only won by 19, that counts against them. They didn't cover the spread. So it's a much better way to analyze statistics, because you're looking at how well a team is beating the other teams. So it's not just did they win or lose. It's not a win-lose record. It's more like they won, but they won by less than what the books thought they were going to win by. So anyways, I think I went a little too off topic there. What this means here is that, for example, right here on the left side, the Bulls, it's the left one over here, 5.5. And then you got the head-to-head. So in the last 10 games that they've faced the Hawks, they've actually hit 8 times. So again, Bulls, they did 6. They've hit 6 out of the last 10. And then when they faced the Hawks, they've actually covered the spread 8 times. And then vice versa, the Hawks only covered 4 times. So in this scenario, I know it's a little difficult to explain, but in this scenario, the Bulls are looking much better. Same thing over here. You see the Pistons are 6, in the last 10 overall. But then when they faced each other with the Kings, they covered it 6 times as well. And then the Kings only covered it 3 times in the last 10 games. So just looking at this stats right here, the Bulls are looking very good, and the Pistons are looking very good. This is, again, just the head-to-head stuff. So here's the projected score. You can see that the projection says that the Bulls are supposed to lose this game by 1 point. This is professional people, experts and quote unquote and stuff like that. So what happens is that they put algorithms together. They figure out, what they've done against each other, what the Hawks have done, what the Bulls have done. They counter all the scores. They check all the injuries. They do all this work, and then they put it into this sheet right here, and it tells you that the Hawks are supposed to win this game by 1 point. So if you see why, so I'm gonna tell you right now, the Bulls, they have a plus 6.5 today. So if you were to get the Bulls at a plus 6.5, that means they can lose by 7 points. Sorry, they can lose by 6 points and you still win the bet. So why is it that the experts and everybody's talking about that the Hawks are going to win by 1 point, but then the books are giving you 6 points or 7 points? I hope that makes sense. So you're getting the Bulls, but you're getting them with an additional 6 points. So if they lose by 7, you lose the bet. But if you win, if they lose or win if they lose by 6 or win outright, then you win the bet. So I hope this makes sense. If not, I can explain it better. But I'm gonna keep going. So that's the first game I'm looking at. The Bulls to cover the spread at a plus 6.5. And I'll actually show you the. It's a very bad screenshot. I took it way earlier, and I don't know, for some reason this monitor doesn't agree with me here, but you can see I got my first bet of the day is going to be the Bulls plus 6.5. I did this way early in the morning. I was able to get great odds at a minus 109. I don't know what the lines have shifted to, but usually they do shift. I got this like at 7 in the morning or something like that. So anyways, that's my first bet, is the Bulls at a plus 6.5. And here's my explanation. I'm not going to get into it, but I'm not going to go into all the details here. I know it's hard to read. It's a lot of data. But basically, it's showing that 70%, 76% of the bets, 72% of the money, everything is going towards the Bulls. Vegas is still holding steady at a plus 6.5 when I looked at it. Atlanta has serious problems that nobody's talking about. They're only 3-9 in the last 10. Again, I'm not going to read all this, but this is the script that I use when I create my YouTube videos. So if you looked at my other video today, this is the script that I wrote to say about to explain this play about the Bulls. So if that doesn't make sense, comments, let me know. But anyways, here's another picture. This is the other play. This is the Jazz. Here's the 5. So it goes from 0 all the way to 10. Sorry, 0 to 100. So there's a percentage, 0%, 10%, 20%, 30%, 40, all the way up to 100. And you can see this graph, it shows 50%. Everything right here is pointing towards the over. This is a screenshot, so I can't show you, but if you hover over it, it tells you the Jazz and the Blazers. Everything is showing that it's going to go on the over. And this is just head-to-head stuff again. This is what they've done in the last 10 games. So, for example, the Jazz have gone over 70% of the time. When they faced each other, they've gone 60% of the time. And then when the Blazers have played overall, they've gone 60% of the time. So 70%, 60%, 60%. All of that is going on the over. So let me see if I can pull this up. That was for the Jazz. I'm not trying to confuse you more, but I think it's a little bit better example right here. 7, 6, 6. Everything I was just saying, 7%, 6, 6. So 60%, 60%, 70%. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, that's what it is. So again, that's going to be my first play, was the Bulls plus 6.5. I'll show you the second play now. That's going to be the Jazz and the Trailblazers. Let me zoom in a little bit. So the Jazz and the Trailblazers over 224. And this moved so fast. Like, when I was looking at it, it was at like 225. And then it went up to 226. and then I actually bought it back like 2 points. So that's why I had to pay like 145 on the odds. But then it kept going up like drastically. So by the time I actually posted this and I got on the live and all that stuff, it had went all the way up to 228. So I don't know. I don't even know what the line is right now, to be honest. And I can't go check, but I don't know how far the line has moved. But when I was on the live this morning at 8 in the morning, people were saying that they couldn't even get this line anymore, that it had moved all the way to 228. So I would not get it at that high number. I've already explained that in the previous video. But what you want to do is, if you can get this number at the 224, then you should go ahead and do that. But I wouldn't do it over 224. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to cut it a little bit short. I don't see too many viewers on here. So finally, I'm just going to tell you real quick. So the Jazz are hitting overs drastically. I already showed you they're 70% of the time. And then when they faced each other, 60% of the time. And then the Trailblazers are hitting it 60% of the time. Again, the line opened at 225 and then went all the way to 228. So the line is moving up. So that's that for that. The last two I'll show you guys is this one. This one I have not talked about. I actually gave this to my VIP members. But basically, I like the Rockets to win today. And I don't like them. The line was actually going on the opposite side to go against the Rockets. It was going on the Pelicans. The Pelicans have a lot of injuries. So instead of getting them at a spread at a -2.5, I actually just got them at the money line. And in order for me to get that money line, you can see the odds were -295. I ended up parlaying them with the Rams at a -295. So when you put both of those together, it's at a -127. So now the thing is, I'm hedging against the Rams. If you don't know what hedging is, I created a whole 16-minute video explaining hedging. Go check that out in my YouTube channel. So anyways, what I'm trying to say here is that I went with the Rockets money line, and then I went with the Rams money line. And then when the Rams are going to play, I'm going to hedge against them. So that's my third play. And then the fourth play, pretty much the same thing. I liked that the Heat and the Magic on the over, and the current line was at 208. So I bought it all the way down to -198 on the over. And then I parlayed that together with the Rams. So I'm going to be hedging against the Rams. So basically, the reason I hedge is that sometimes I can't find good teams to parlay with or other plays to parlay with. And instead of risking it, I just parlay it with something down the week that's very, very good, like the Rams. And then from that point, I just hedge against them. So again, I made a 16 or 17-minute video explaining hedging. If you don't know what that is, it's very profitable. So you want to make sure you check that out. All right, guys, that's all I had. I gave you guys 4 plays, and I'll share the over-unders on the NFL as well. So let me just give you guys that. You can see right here is the overs club. Barner over 11.5 receiving yards. Odds is 80% hit rate. This is not the play. This is just stats, like I said, just like the NBA. This is the unders, player, proposition, current odds, and then the hit rate. All right, guys, thanks a lot. If you have not done so, I would appreciate if you subscribe. We're about to hit 500 subscribers, so I really appreciate everybody. And also, I think we're about to cross 6,000 TikTok users. Now, TikTok is going to be banned, or that's what they're saying at least. I've been working very hard to get this YouTube channel off the ground. We've grown very fast, but I want to get it over 1,000. Once you get over 1,000, you get like more benefits and more like tools and stuff like that. But once we hit 1,000, I would appreciate that. If you haven't done so, make sure you click on subscribe. And if you like this sort of information, give it a thumbs up and comment. Thank you so much. If you have any questions of anything that I've said, comment on this video, and I check every comment and I reply to every comment. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.